This is Iain MacGibbon. We're doing another FJchat, and this time we're talking with Tim Alpe from JUCY. And there'll be a whole lot of stuff around JUCY which you do know, and we'll show you some of the brand proposition. But in particular, I want to talk to Tim today about some of the new things that they've been doing, particularly their development into the hotel business. Welcome, Tim. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Yeah, great to be here.
So, in terms of the overall brand, let's just talk about the overall JUCY brand, and then we'll talk about some of these initiatives that you take. So, global domination. Where are you at in your journey at the moment?
Yeah, so we're sort of 15 years in now in terms of the life of the business, and probably only the last sort of 7 years when we've really escalated and we've headed into Australia. So we're now running 8 locations in Australia, cars and campervans. And up into the US, where we have 3 locations: LA, Vegas, San Francisco, with our campervans. And then we're now in accommodation with the JUCY Snooze and a cruise business called JUCY Cruise.
I'll tell you a little story about your US domination. I had an American guest and his wife, and they were over here for a conference. I took them up to the top of One Tree Hill, and they spotted a JUCY campervan. They made me stop so he could hop out and have his photo taken beside the van to send to his son in the States, who was a mad JUCY.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So
brilliant. We love those stories.
The social media side of it, you guys play very well.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, it's a big part of our business around. I mean, we're a brand that's very much around the creative community. Thus, the vehicle's very prominent and green, and people drive a long way with each other, so it's very much around that community. So the ability to use social media to grow that community.
Find another JUCY user somewhere, and you can pass stories about what went well and what didn't go well.
It's a real sharing brand. People take it very passionately. They get very involved in it. They get upset if it doesn't go well. But they are very passionate about it. They're engaged. They're very engaged. Yeah.
And when did the car rental side of it move along?
So we started off as a car rental business, so that's kind of our. We started with 35 little second-hand Daewoo's back in 2001, and sort of subsequently grown that out now to be very much around cars and camper vans, and really tourism as a multiple products really. So we call ourselves a marketing business, so we're basically building a brand that can then cross over into different aspects of tourism, whether it's accommodation, activities, cruises, whatever.
So in particular, because we did want to talk about the accommodation side, what was the opportunity that you spotted there?
So an opportunity, we always said to our customers, were saying to us, we love travelling in the country, we love renting the vehicles, but we'd love, where do we stay, what do we do? And we thought, maybe there's a good opportunity for us to, we had camper vans, but we had cars, and could we move into accommodation? An opportunity came up about 6 years ago to take over a little B&B up in Emily Place, just up the road here, and it's a 60-room B&B, and so we thought, it's a good way to see if we can test it without a lot of risk.
Learn the business.
So we got in there and we juicified it, we changed it around, and we kind of just tested it, and it actually went really, really well for us. And so it kind of gave us the confidence to then say, okay, well, how do we roll this concept out? And then we opened our second one about 2 months ago in Christchurch.
In particular, the thing that seems to have got a bit of traction around the Christchurch one in the airport is the pods, etc., which seem to me sort of a blend of some of your technology and understanding how to make the most out of room, really, in a camper van. You've done it in a hotel room.
Yeah, it is. We've always been, and innovation's a really key part of this business, and the ability to always ask ourselves how much better could it be, and, could we improve the process? And you look at the pods, traditionally in a backpacker type environment, you had dorm beds, which were very basic, bunks basically. And so we asked our customers, what do you love about backpacking and dorm rooms, and what do you hate about it? And the thing that really they loved was the communal aspect. They loved the sharing their adventures with other people. What they hated about it was things like, there was 4 things basically. One, they hated their gear getting stolen. Very popular, your clothes get stolen in backpackers. They hated not having their ability to charge their devices. These guys are very technology focused, they come with multiple devices. The biggest fight or arguments in backpackers is around plugs. So they hated that. They hated people watching them when they slept. And they hated the ability to have to go to sleep at night with everyone else at the same time, lights out sort of scenario.
So they want communality but privacy.
But privacy. So we thought, can we develop something which gives them a bit of everything? So we created these pods which they have their own shades that come down, so they give you the privacy shades. They have lockable lockers, keypad lockers. They give you your security and safety. They have USB chargers, they have fans, they have lights. So it is very much your own confined area, but you also have that commonality in terms of you are with 7 other people in a room, but we have these big common spaces as well. People hang out, cook meals and stuff.
terms of launching that, what surprised you, or what did you learn?
I think it's it's quite hard to develop the product, and I think what happens also is that people have done the sort of capsule things before, mainly in Asia, had never really happened outside of Asia to a big scale, to a large scale. So there's quite a lot of unknown as to how this would be taken up, and also I think the bigger unknown was the clientele, because historically you put bunks into a room, you're going to get your traditional backpackers. What we're getting is those people. We're also getting people, who want to go. They're overseas. They're in Christchurch for 5 hours. They want to sleep, or they're just there for a night. They don't want to spend $150 on an ensuite room, $200 on an ensuite room. They want to spend $35 on a pod. So we're getting a really interesting group of people.
That transition. So really, because my first impression until I looked at them was going to be that they were a bit like the Asian things. Sort of, here's your pods, slot yourself in. But actually, these are pods within a room, really.
Yeah.
In terms within the confines of a bigger room.
Yeah, they are. So I mean, I think it's probably the next innovation in dorm rooms to a certain degree. Yeah. But and we never wanted to go. We looked at them. You can design ones that go straight in, but it's a bit like a morgue, So and no one really wanted to do that. So we've got ones which
and playing to a market too. I see, because some of them you've got these are female only ones, so you can get a sense of privacy.
Female only is important in backpackers. We've learned that as well. Is that even though you are your own space, you are in a room with other people. So some people want to be in female. We don't have male only ones. Most of the males want to be with females. So
can't figure that out.
Yeah, can't figure that out. So it's good.
And so does that transition, if you like, as a concept, does that fit with transient things, or will it fit anyway and you can then roll it out too?
Yeah, it's still relatively early days around how the rollout plan. We've said quite publicly that we want to open 11 of these in the next 5 years across New Zealand, Australia, and maybe up into the US. So we've got some pretty ambitious plans. We're opening one in Queenstown at the end of this year. We're trying to do a deal at the moment on another property in Rotorua. So there's a real desire to be in this space, and we think there's a really great opportunity and a great product offering, but it is still very early days, and it'll be interesting to see. Christchurch Airport is it's probably a little bit hard to gauge on because it's very much an airport property, so whereas Queenstown is right in downtown Queenstown, so
that's a different proposition.
Yeah.
Where are we at in terms of tourism overall? There's a lot of discussion been going on about saying, hey, we've opened these doors and it's gone very well, so when's peak tourism? When do we get to the point of saying, whoa, hang on, we've got to think about how we manage this in a different way?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to it. I mean, you're right. Right now, it's booming. People, you drive around, you can't get accommodation in Queenstown. You can't get hard to get on activities. It's hard to get rental vehicles. It's really, really busy. But it is a market. We are very cyclical. So what goes up must come down. And we can still remember back in the day when it was tough out there in terms of tourism numbers. So a lot of it's determined around air capacity. But at the moment, New Zealand is just the hot place to come. Everyone wants to come here. We're up a lot trying to sell our US and our Australian product all around the world, and we go to these trade shows and we try to sell that product. And they only want to talk about New Zealand. So,
Well, I get the sort of bottom of the world, we're safe, we're away from things and going through, but how did New Zealand sort of suddenly flip to becoming the hottie?
Yeah, I think it's always on one of those bucket list scenarios. Everyone sort of seeing lots of people that would love to go to New Zealand. Things like the Lord of the Rings and these films had a huge impact that a lot of people don't actually understand just how big it is. So I think there's that. I think also air capacity now, it's a lot more affordable to fly to New Zealand. It used to only be Air New Zealand flying between Auckland and LA in North America. You've now got American, you've got United, you've got Virgin through Australia or Qantas. So there's a lot more air capacity, which makes it a lot more affordable, and it helps.
Does the van business and the freedom campers going through, are there different levels of trajectory, if you like, between the sort of the group tours and the freedom campers on the tourism cycle? Yeah,
I think there's definitely a change in customer. I mean, the Chinese is a huge market, which is just flooding into New Zealand, and historically they've always been, on a coach, here for 3 or 4 days down to Rotorua, see a few sheep and then bugger off again. that is changing. Getting young Chinese coming through and they're hiring vehicles, they're travelling around. So there's definitely a change in the mix, and so that and again, it's good, but it also has challenges around, you know, how do you service these guys? You know, we're not historically, the Chinese market wasn't big for us. We now have a Chinese sales manager. We have all this different strategy around China. So you have to evolve as a business in the sector.
And watching it as it's moving, because it is moving pretty fast.
Really, really quickly.
And as you said, it's a cyclical business.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else comes pretty hot and suddenly another place.
And well, we need to be really careful as an industry that we're not out there saying sold out, don't come, because that's kind of some of the message that we're hearing from overseas is that just don't even bother about New Zealand between December and March, and that's a real issue for us because, you know, we aren't sold out. Yeah, it's busy. Yes, you have to plan ahead. Yes, we need more infrastructure. We need more hotels, everything else, but we're definitely not sold out. And so
those messages can go viral pretty quickly.
They can, and we've got to be careful about that.
So obviously, very optimistic still about the sector.
Yeah, I am. I think it's got great opportunity. There's lots of investment coming in, lots of new players entering the market in certain areas. So that I suppose just reiterates that it's a market where people do see real opportunities in. So I'm really buoyant about it, but not unrealistic in the fact that it is ever evolving and it will change.
Yeah.
And we're not going out there and throwing on hundreds and hundreds of new vehicles because, you know, you got to look at the life cycle of it, and, you know, it's
need a return.
You need a return, and what you don't want to be doing is left, you know, like a lot of people were in 2008 with a lot of assets that weren't getting the best.
Just sitting there around going through, and then they age.
Yeah,
Aging
yeah,
fleet. No
yeah.
one wants to drive an old one.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Hey Tim, thanks so much. I really
worries at all.
appreciate it.